Next concept is user management. So we already discussed like how the user connect to the database through listener. Okay. But we should know like what is the user and what is inside the user. Okay. What are the privileges? What are the roles? What are the profiles? What are the quotas? Okay, four things we should know. The first thing is we should know about privileges. Second one is roles. Third one is profiles. Fourth one is quotas. Okay, if you understand about all these 4 points, almost like 90% user management is complete. What is the meaning of privilege here? Privilege is nothing but it's a power. It's a power. It's a power to do something in the database. So that privilege will tell what is that something. Okay. Something is means, suppose if you want to create a table, we should give some privilege. Okay, if you want to create a table space, we should give some privilege. Okay, if you want to drop the particular database, we have to give some privilege. Okay, so if you want to do some action, we should have some privilege. Then only we can able to do. Let's take an example. We have CM and PM. Okay, so Prime Minister, Chief Minister. Okay, so what is the difference between both? Can someone tell?
The chief minister will rule the state. Prime minister will rule the nation.
Yeah, he has the privilege, right? CM can do anything in the state,
Yes.
right? PM
Yes.
can do anything in the country.
Nation.
Okay. Can CM go and do something in some other state? Will
No.
allow? All right. The same way here, whatever the privileges we are giving to the user, based on that only the users will act. Okay, or users will work. Okay. So CM, then after that MLA. Okay. So MLA can do some set of things, right? MP can do some set of things. Then Home Minister can do some set of things. Then CM can do some set of things. Central Minister can do some set of things. Okay, PM can do something. Okay. So these are all like what are the actions they can able to do. Okay. So that is depends on the role which they got. The same way here, privilege is nothing but if you want to do anything in the database, you should have a permission. You should have a permission. Okay, means you should have powers. We should have powers. If you have powers, then only you can able to do some set of activities in the database. Any questions regarding the first point? To move to the second point. Any confusion with the first point?
No, sir.
Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
that means the powers to do something means should we give in a particular database or any kind of uh, separate database? Is there any option? Is there any particular restricted area? The privilege will go into.
That you will understand, okay? Something is nothing but we are doing in the same database, right? Why you are thinking in the separate database?
I mean, the server, different server.
Where I created the different server? Am I created any different server here?
No, sir.
All right. Why you are thinking in that level? Okay, I didn't create anything. Okay, in the current system only we are going to work with the privileges. Our database is BS prod. Don't go beyond. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Then roles. So what is the meaning of roles? Role is nothing but set of privileges. Set of privileges is nothing but role. Okay. Simple thing. Okay. So privilege 1, privilege 2, privilege 3, so on. Okay. We have the privileges like this. So whenever you want to give the privileges, you have to give grant something priv1 to the user. Like that, the same grant priv to the user. Suppose there are like the same way like we have 50 privileges. Let's say. How many statements we have to execute? Grant priv1 to user, grant priv2 to user, grant priv3 to user. Like that, we have 50 privileges we have to grant.
50.
50 statements we need to execute. Okay. If you keep all these privileges into a role first time. Okay. Next time onwards, you don't need to execute 50 statements. You need to grant role to the user. Okay, if the role contains 50 privileges, okay, if you assign that role to the user, automatically those 50 privileges will be assigned to the user. Means carrying, okay, separate items is difficult. Okay, if we keep all the items into a cover or a bag, will it be easy or difficult?
Easy, sir.
Easy.
Easy. The same way here, role is nothing but we are collecting the privileges and we are putting into a box or a bag. Okay, we are tagging that bag to the particular person. Understood the point? Understood what the difference between role and privileges?
Yes, sir.
No, understood, sir.
So we will create a role. The first time we grant all 50 privileges. Okay, we directly assign that role to the user. Next time onwards, you don't need to create the role again. You just need to create the user, directly assign the role to the user. That's it. First time, while creating the role, you should give all 50 statements to the role. Next time, you don't need to run 50 statements. Second time onwards, the same role will be used for other user, which you are creating in the database. Any questions? Any confusion? Ask me now to proceed to the third one. No questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Third one, profiles. So profiles talks about limits. Okay. Limit is nothing but, suppose if you go to ATM, put your debit card, enter wrong password 3 times, then what will happen?
Yeah, Raghav.
The card will black for 24 hours.
Card will be blocked. Okay.
Yes.
So if you see any debit card or credit card, okay, there you can find your name, you can find CVV, you can find expiry date. Anybody observed expiry date?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this type of things is configured in the profile. Okay, if you are using a user, okay, if the user trying to connect to the database, while connecting to the database, user given wrong password 3 times, then system thinks like indirectly it is a fraud. Okay, because if the known person is using the code, then it is fine. Okay, but if the unknown person is trying to use your code, then what will happens? Amount will be theft, right? To avoid such
Yes, sir.
scenarios, so we have to set the limits. If you set the limits, so whenever the user is entered third time the wrong password, okay, fourth time if he tries again, that account will be moved to the locked state. If it is moved to the locked state, he cannot able to do anything. Okay, and also if the card is crossing the expiry date, can we use the card?
No.
No, sir.
Okay, so like this way, that type of things is configured in the profile. Not only these things, these are like regular scenarios, right? That's why I'm explaining here. So can we reuse the same password in the net banking? We get the
No.
notification, right? Suppose if you don't change the password after 4 months or 5
Yes.
months or 1 year, we get the notification, please change the password.
Yes.
Okay. If you give the same password, it won't allow. Password cannot be reused. That message will come. Give the different password. 1 minute. Okay, in the net banking, so we cannot use the same password. Okay, whenever you try to reuse the same password, it will directly throw a message. That is also a limit. Okay, all these type of things will be configured in the profile. Any questions regarding third point before jumping into the quotas? Anybody?
No, sir.
All clear?
Yes, sir.
Next, quotas. Quotas is like a suppose we are giving some amount of space to multiple users from the table space. Okay, let's take an example. So we have reservations, right? So we have quotas. Quotas based on the caste, okay? Something like 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%. Okay. So like that it will be divided. Let's assume like 40, 30, 70, 20, 90, 10. This is called quota. Okay. So user 1, I am giving 10 MB. User 2, I am giving 20 MB. User 3, I am giving 30 MB. User 4, I am giving 40 MB. If you give like this, then what will happen? Your entire table space will be filled with 100%. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's assume like 100 MB is your size. If you calculate 40 plus 30, 70, 20, 90, 10. Okay, this is called quota. We are dividing our space to multiple users with this format. Okay, sometimes it can be 20, sometimes it can be 10. Like that it will be divided. Okay, it is the quota is the part of the concept, but in real time, we don't use above type of methodology. Above the type of methodology is nothing but assigning a single table space to multiple users will not be there in the real time. Okay, what will be there in the real time? User 1, table space 1. User 2, table space 1. The same way user 3, table space 3. What is the advantage with this? User 1 can use 100% space from the table space. The same way user 2, 100%. If it is filled 80, 90%, we get the alert in the real time. We get the mail notification in the real time. Once we receive the mail notification, we are going to add data file or we are going to resize the data file for a particular table space. Okay, this is what the methodology to understand what is quota. But in the real time, the approach we are following this. This is the recommended approach we are following in the real time. We don't follow this approach in the real time. Any questions about quota?
No, sir.
Is it easy? The user management concept is easy or difficult? Everyone?
Yeah, it's okay, sir.
I asked only 2 words. Okay, easy or difficult? You have to tell easy or difficult.
Easy one.
That's it. Let's connect and do the same things here. Now I am creating a user. Okay, before creating a user, we should create the table space. Okay, let's see any table space is there. Okay, this is another query to get the table space names. Select name from $, table space. Okay, let's assume like ABC data is the table space which is already created from my side. I am going to use this ABC data table space. I am not creating one more. So if you are not created, what you have to do? First, you create the ABC data table space. Okay. Now I am directly jumping into the user creation. I am creating a user, create user, ABC, identified by welcome, default table space, ABC data, quota, unlimited on ABC data. The meaning of this is, this is the username, this is the password. Okay, whatever the objects you are going to create in this user will be stored in the table space ABC data. Okay, like unlimited space. Unlimited is nothing but if you have 100 MB space available in the table space, 100 MB will be utilized by this user. Okay, this is what the user creation state. ABC already conflicts. I am just dropping the user, drop user ABC. I am creating again. So now the user is created. Okay, you don't need to connect like yesterday's concept, okay, with the listener. Without listener also we can connect because we are using the same database server. If you are connecting from the application, you have to use the listener. Okay, if you are already in the apartment, okay, do we need to take the permission from the security guard?
No, sir.
Not required, right? We are already in the database. Okay, we are already connected in the database. Okay, so there is a concept is called local is equal to S, local is equal to no. So what is the meaning of local? Local means you are in the same location. If you say like S, you are already there. Okay. If you give local is equal to no means you are not there. Okay. You are in the different location. Okay. If you want to reach, you have to take the permission from security guard, then you have to enter. We are already connected to the database by using SQL plus. We are already there here. Then you don't need to give any string to connect to the user. You can directly connect. Okay. So I am directly connecting here. Connect ABC by welcome. That's right. Can we able to connect? Can we able to connect now?
No,
No.
sir.
What it is saying? Can
No.
someone guess?
No longer.
Privileges are not assigned.
You can see this line. User ABC lacks create session privilege. Can someone tell the meaning of this?
That means the ABC user cannot have the power to enter.
Okay. So ABC user doesn't have the privileges. Okay. If you do show user, you can see it is showing null. Okay. If you connect /as DBA, if you show user, by default user which you connected is sys. Okay. So if you want to give the privileges to user, we should connect to the user sys. Sys is the main head of the database. Okay, sys is nothing but it's a database administrator indirectly. Whatever we are doing, we do everything from the sys user. Okay, so sys user has to give the privilege. Grant create session to which user? ABC. Now let's try to connect again. The same statement I am giving. Can we able to connect?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you give show user, what is user now?
ABC.
ABC. Now,
There one confusion here.
yeah,
But we dropped now ABC user.
we created, right? Then,
Okay.
okay. Next, I am creating a table now. Create table, EMP, SNO number, name, varchar, 2 of 20. What it is saying again?
Insufficient privileges.
Insufficient privileges. Again, what you have to do? You have to connect to the sysdba, show user. You have to give the privilege again. Grant create table to ABC. Okay, this is what the privilege. Again, connect, show user. Again, run this statement. Will it work out or will it fail? Can someone
Per call,
guess?
sir. Per call.
A table is created. Okay, will insert work? Insert into EMP values. 10, comma Raju. It will work. Like this way, if you have 100 privileges, you have to grant 100 privileges to the user. Okay, instead of that, if you combine these two privileges into a role and grant the role to the user, that will be the effective way, which we follow in the real time. So connect /SSTBA. So we given grant, right? I am just revoking. Okay. Removing the privilege from the user. Revoke create session from ABC. Revoke create table from ABC. Okay. Now I am doing grant create session. Let's create a role first. Create role, common underscore role. This role will be common for all the users. Okay. Grant create session to common role. We are giving all these privileges to the common role. Grant create table to common role. Now you don't need to grant the privileges to the table directly. You directly give the role to the user. Okay, if you see the video, you can understand very, very clear. Okay. Earlier, we granted separate privileges. Grant create session to the ABC. Okay. Grant create table to the user ABC. Now what I am doing? We created a role, granted privilege to the role, the first privilege, second privilege, then we directly granted this role to the user. Now if you connect to the user, will it work or will it fail?
It will work, sir.
It,
It is working. The same way you can try to insert the data, that also will work. Suppose in future, the next user statement, how to create the next user. I am creating a user again. Create user XYZ identified by welcome default table space XYZ data quota unlimited on XYZ. XYZ conflicts. I am drop user XYZ cascade. Okay, now you can see clearly, you can understand how the user creation is very, very easy. Okay, the first statement is creating a user. The next statement is granting this role to the user. That's it. Your user creation is done. Okay, you don't need to do these many stuff. First time you have to grant the privileges to the role. The next time you can directly grant the role to the user. Any questions? Anybody?
cascade meaning ఏంటి sir? Drop user XYZ cascade.
That we'll discuss later. Okay. To understand that, first of all, we should know about like object. Okay. So if you understand about the object, then you can understand cascade. That we'll discuss.
But
Just
SQL statement, sir,
yeah, tell me.
SQL స్టేట్మెంట్ ఎంటర్ చేశాక ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది కదా సార్. ఒకవేళ ఇప్పుడు మా దగ్గర టేబుల్ స్పేస్ నార్మల్ గా క్రియేట్ చేసి ఉన్న దాంట్లోనే ఎంటర్ చేస్తే అట్లా ఎర్రర్ రాదా? అంటే మీరు ఆల్రెడీ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయిన టేబుల్ స్పేస్ యూజ్ చేయడం వల్ల మీకు అలా ఎర్రర్ వచ్చిందా?
ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయిన యూజర్ ని యూజ్ చేశాను.
ఓకే
Okay. If the user is exist, then you need to drop and create. Others, any questions? Now, how many people are feeling this concept is easy or difficult? Confusing? Sarita?
నో కన్ఫ్యూజన్ సార్.
No confusion, but the thing is, we have to know all the codes and commands.
Abhinav?
Understood.
Riddhi? Bhargav?
కన్ఫ్యూజింగ్ గా ఉంది కానీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి సార్.
Yes, sir. Need to practice more.
Okay, do the practice. There is no other option. Okay. So,
Sir, in
most
real time, we don't have any reference while working,
what reference?
kind of documents or something.
These basic concepts, there will not be any references. Okay.
Okay.
table space management, user management, these are like basic concepts. For major activities, definitely will be there. SOP documents will be there.
Okay.
For clonings, upgrades, patching activities we have, right? That type of things, so we will have the documentation. These are all very, very basics, okay?
So if
Fresher 6 months
Okay.
people, 6 months experience, 3 months experience people usually do. When you do practice more and more, then you can feel like the course is very, very easy. Okay. Until then, you feel like it's very, very difficult. The names and all will be definitely different in the real time. Names will be different. The concept will be